Here we are in Tim Anderson's studio, part of the Good Neighbor headquarters, Good Neighbor Music. I'm Carlos Niño. This is Marisha Scott, Maia the Artiste, Alex Kelman, and Tim Anderson. There's this new album releasing on Friday, March 20th. It's called Bubble Bath for Giants, and the Ecosonic record pressing was made by Good Neighbor. I invited Marisha and Maia because they'll both be with me for our album release concert in Topanga on Saturday, March 21st at the Topanga Community Center. And these are two of my favorite collaborators. We're frequently working on lots of different projects together. And yeah, once again, this is the LP. LP is correct, but we're no longer calling this vinyl, which is cool. It's called the Ecosonic record pressing.
No polyvinyl chloride,
That's
PVC.
awesome.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
What actually is this pressing? And I know that the ethos of everything that goes into making the jacket, printing it, the dyes, the water use, everything is considered, and you're looking to revolutionize this aspect of the industry.
Yeah. What I've learned in the couple years since Scotty and I called Scotty around midnight 4 years ago and said, we got to get all the plastic out of the ocean and make records out of it. And he said, all right, I'm in. I said, would you quit your job if I try this? As you find out with anything to do with change or sustainability or supply chains, there's so much work, and we each step find which toes can we dip in to the bubble bath of giants. Like, where can we make changes? And I don't have a background in sustainability or engineering. I'm a musician and a producer and a songwriter, and I just saw that vinyl records were growing. People were buying them, lots and lots. And it started to keep me up at night because I thought there needed to be some changes. The base material, PVC, has some issues for the planet, and it's controversial to talk about because I love vinyl records, and we're not here to demonize that product. We love it. We just saw there hadn't been any real change towards a less carbon footprint intensive product. There hadn't been a lot, it seemed like. So we found a group that could make these records out of water bottle plastic, PET, which your Starbucks cup, all this stuff. And yeah, there's too much of that. But what we found is now that we can make records the way we do, which is injection molding instead of the old way, a hydraulic press, right away you lose a bunch of energy. You need a lot less energy and no natural gas. So the carbon footprint starts to slide off of a cliff. How much electricity, how much carbon. So water. There we were stoked. Water, all of it starts to change. That's great. Then
recycled PET then is what we're dealing with.
We use both. So we use virgin PET and recycled PET. And the product we're pulling forward to the whole world is the Recycle RPET. And the reason why it's taken the longest is this is new. No one has done this, and no one has made it and made great sounding records this way ever. No one had been able to do it. So that's like what we saw. Originally we were using virgin PET, still better in my opinion than PVC, just because less toxic elements. And again, the vinyl industry, I'm going to get an email. They don't like us talking about this, but we're here to try to do something different and change something.
We've been talking about this forever in the record community. Record collectors, I feel like, have been talking about these aspects for the longest time. I remember having this conversation with Rob Severe of Numero Group like 20 years ago. When and how is this going to change?
Right.
Because we know that it has to.
Right.
And still, like, the physical making of these records, and I don't have like the exact statistics, but you can look it up and you'll see it. It's still way less wasteful than all of the like constant mining that takes place to power the digital reality, which is disgusting because it's like the quality isn't there, your actual experience with it isn't there. It's just constantly going, no matter what's happening, all the time, and it just seems like it's growing and growing and growing with no sense of like how devastating it could be. So I'm really interested in the physical reality still, because I do want to offer and share our work, you know. But how it's made is like a big deal. And the first project I was involved with that had Good Neighbor was the Leaving Records Staying compilation, which I did not know was a Good Neighbor release until
it's a good record.
I came to meet with you. But I was involved in that project and very grateful for that record, also from last year. But our Blue Note album with Openness Trio, Nate Mercereau, Josh Johnson, and myself, also was a Good Neighbor, collaboration. And one of the things I loved was, because we are talking also about quality and like how it sounds, how it feels, how it will last, because, you know, we want these to last forever if they're taken care of well. I know that it passed through both Joe, the tone poet, and Don at Blue Note, which was kind of
Pretty
a big
cool.
deal.
Yeah.
I mean, right? Because they're not going to just agree to it because it's cool sounding, or because there's this thought or idea of, oh, this might be the future, or this might be something that actually is better for the environment. They're like, does it sound good? Does it feel good?
They were our first stop.
Will
Scotty
it play
and I,
with?
yeah, Scotty and I, our first meeting we took anywhere when we knew we were starting the company was we went to Blue Note, and Don has been a mentor to me for a long time, and I hadn't met Joe. And Scotty,
Don was from Detroit, who runs Blue Note. And I think you guys have crossed paths, but anyway,
great guy. There was a time when I worked at Capitol Records, and Don and I were the only people I knew that had turntables in our offices. So we were listening to everyone's test pressings, kind of hatched this beginnings of this idea. But anyways, Don and that team, we went there first. And because we assumed people who love vinyl and are audiophiles, they're just going to hate this. And it was the opposite. Joe loves it and tells Scotty, like, you guys did an Oscar Peterson test pressing. It sounds incredible. I love what you're doing. We were blown away. We thought, not to, just immediately demonize what that means, because we're audio nerds and audiophiles, but we were concerned that people there in that realm of auspicious listening would think, thanks, but no thanks. But instead, we did a Blue Note record with Carlos and Nate, like one of the coolest things
Josh
ever, and Josh Johnson. And I wanted to
aesthetically,
they look really
very
great.
appealing.
And how does it sound? I'm so curious.
And
sounds
compared
good.
to the old
Yeah,
LPs,
it sounds good.
It's beautiful.
They don't
I
look
mean, it
and
really
feel a
is.
lot different, but to me they feel new. And I again, that scared me at first, but
And it's
people like
pretty.
the feel.
I also want to mention the album's called Bubble Bath for Giants, and Marisha came today with this very special, like, cosmic bubble bath. What is in this?
Magnesium flakes, rose petals, oils, various oils, pink salt. I think that is it. Yeah.
Amazing. What is this guy?
It's a big patty. Okay, so the essential oils, like a lot of them, if you were to just put them directly in your water, it'll just obviously float on the top layer of the water. And if it were, let's say, cinnamon, as well as others, they'll burn you. Like, they're not really always designed to just go directly on you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
for
that
baths, the
happened to
method
me
is to
with
mix it with,
peppermint.
you should, definitely the whole
I got
mint
out of a
family.
bath with that. I was like,
But you can have it. You should bind it in baking soda or oat flour, or it has to be. You just kind of mix it into something, and then it makes it, I guess, soluble and not burn you. So it's like a patty of the patty is honey, salt, the essential oils, and the baking soda.
Oh my God, this is awesome.
No, it smells good.
So this is kind of the point today is recycling, reimagining, new creation, collective community expression, collaborative projects. I feel like
beautiful.
yeah,
Well, the music is also kind of in that way as well.
100%.
I mean, the way that you make music and how you put things that have already been out and then repurpose them, rethink about them, recycle them in many ways.
Here's another cool thing is we don't use a paper that has an adhesive that needs to be baked overnight and put on. This is printed just with a printer.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
It's
amazing.
on there?
It's really appealing.
Yeah.
And that means if this had to be thrown out or if you made too many, like this is a fully recyclable element that would go right back in. And the last thing I wanted to add, because I'm sensitive to we're doing something we're proud of and we're so happy to work with you guys. the vinyl world, they have made lots of changes, attempts to make it more sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard when you're starting with some elements that are like tough to deal with in a
To
supply
me, this
chain.
isn't an antagonizing thing. You
Yeah.
guys are doing what you're doing.
I just get
Yeah, but you guys are doing
people
what
are
you're
doing
doing.
good stuff. I always
You know what I'm
want to
saying?
say,
Like,
Time
yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
That's it.
There's-
It's
there's
an
a-
awakening happening
there's a group.
across everything.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah.
Where was this photo taken?
I was in a psychedelic state and had an underwater camera, and I just kind of took that photo like kind of unaware. I was in Maui on Maui in the water.
Yes.
I think the music kind of sounds like the way this photo looks. Submerged, also like liberated and free. Somewhere in that state where you keep your wits about you, but you are releasing this idea or grasp of needing to control anything. It's like this balanced state and flow state. It's funny. I was describing my music to somebody who asked the other day, or our music, and I started saying like, yeah, it's really inspired by the ocean and being in the forest and natural elements of the earth and visionary communion with the cosmos. And this being said to me, she's like, oh, like Jack Johnson? And I was like, no, not really like Jack Johnson, but also I thought it was so sweet because people's interpretation of what any of this is that we're talking about can be different. And I just invite you to check it out. See what you think. Bubble Bath for Giants, self-released in partnership with my dear friends and Good Neighbor Music.
I like that title.
Yeah.
Scotty
Me
came up
too.
with that.
That's awesome.
Big ups to Jeff Stabenow, also my family, Annalise, Moss, Azul. Alex, thanks, bro. Thanks for helping making this happen, man.
Thanks for
Yeah.
having us together.
Woo!
Cool.
Feels good.
Yeah.
I'll read this tribute and then we can say goodbye. But Bubble Bath for Giants. This is an ode, a tribute, a reverence for oceans, for the mighty, magnificent power of fairies, to the energy that we are all everything, whole, well, but in different sized and shaped vessels at times. It is a celebration of gentleness and of incredible force and charge. These I see as the same. The yang springs from the yin, and together they ever reflect, dance, and express themselves. That's the vibe.